Welcome to V-Guide TV channel. In this ray optics part 11, I'm going to discuss few numericals. An equilateral glass prism has a refractive index of 1.6 in air. Calculate the minimum deviation of the prism. Calculate the angle of minimum deviation of the prism when in a medium of refractive index 4 root 2 by 5. In the previous video, I discussed few numericals, but in all the questions, I kept the glass prism in air. Okay, so I just changed the question that the prism is in another medium. So remember, I wrote this your prism formula N2 by N1 is equal to sin A plus D by 2 by sin A by 2. In this N2 is the material of the prism, that is 1.6 they gave. N1 is nothing but N1 is the medium, that is 4 root 2 divided by 5. Sine of equilateral 60 plus dm by 2 by sin A by 2 is 30. Then you know sin 30 value 1 by 2. So sin 60 plus dm by 2 is 1.6 into 5 by 4 root 2 into 2. 4 by 4 root 2, that is 1 by root 2. So I can take it as sin 60 plus dm by 2 is equal to sin 45. So I can take it here. Both the sides sign is there, that is 60 plus dm by 2 is equal to 45. Dm is equal to 90 minus 60 is equal to 30 degree. Next question. This also is a prism question. Three rays of light, that is red, green, blue, are incident on the face of AB of right angled prism ABC. So you see it's a right angled prism. So three light rays are incidenting. They are given the refractive index of red, green, blue wavelength are 1.39, 1.44, 1.47. Trace the path. So this question is very important question. So what you should do is, this is a normal incidence. Normal incidence means light will go as normal only. After this, it will incident here. They gave here 45. So this also will be 45. So if you draw a normal, you can tell that for all the three light rays, the incident angle is nothing but 45. Incident angle is nothing but 45. So what you should do is, first we have to draw only angle of incidence, nothing more. Okay, only angle of incidence. After this, I have written an equation n is equal to 1 by sin c, that is 1 by sin 45, that is root 2, that is 1.414. And from this equation, I understood refractive index and critical angle are inversely proportional. Now you see refractive index of red color is 1.39 only, that is lesser than 1.414. Green is 1.44, that is greater than 1.414. And even the blue is 1.47, that also greater than that. So remember, this all refractive index is greater. Refractive index is greater means what will happen? Their critical angle will be lesser. Their critical angle will be lesser than green and blue. Their critical angle will be lesser than the angle of incidence in this case. Or their critical angle is lesser than 45 degree, you can tell. Okay, so what I am doing is, according to this, I understood that green color and blue color refractive index is greater than the refractive index of the material, or like n is equal to 1 by sin c, I got it as 1.414. So it means that you know critical angle and total internal reflection has a condition. So in this case, your red color, this n is less. So it means that red color critical angle is greater than this critical angle. Okay, red color critical angle is greater. So when the red color is incidenting here, red color critical angle is greater than this 45. So red color cannot undergo the total internal reflection. Red color will go for refraction. But this blue and green, we know that refractive index is, blue and green refractive index is greater. So critical angle will be lesser. The angle of incidence in this case is 45. So their angle of incidence is lesser than 45. Their critical angle is lesser than 45. So in this case, they are incidenting at 45 means the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle of blue and green color. So blue and green color undergoes internal reflection, and red color, it does not undergo internal reflection because red color, critical angle of red color is greater than what is 45 degree here. Greater than 45 degree. But here angle of incidence is only 45. So that ray does not undergo, or that they do not undergo total internal reflection. The next question is the very important question. See the question. A symmetric biconvex lens of radius of curvature r n equals 1.5 is placed on a layer of liquid placed on the top of a plane mirror. This is a plane mirror. Here we are placed a liquid, and above that we are keeping a biconvex lens. Here an optical needle with its tip on the principal axis is moved along the axis until its inverted image coincides with the needle itself. So we are keeping here a needle and we are moving till the needle image is coinciding itself. The distance of needle from the lens is measured to be x. On removing the liquid layer, the distance is y. What is the refractive index of the liquid? I'll show another diagram. Actually, this is the diagram. Okay, this is the plane mirror, down a plane mirror. Above I am keeping a convex lens. Middle there is a liquid. So this is your needle. Okay, so if you move this needle up and down, so CPQ, if you move this needle up and down, at one point I am getting like a object and image like this. Needle and its image coincides. Okay, so they told with the liquid where it coincide and without liquid where it coincide. With the liquid means it is with X they gave, and removing they are given as Y. So this is a very important thing, and we call this as like point. This point we call by a name. This we call by name liquid lens. Liquid lens, and remember in liquid lens when we are calculating the focal length, where object and the image are getting coincide like this, that distance is called by the name focal length. I repeat, in liquid lens where object and image coincide like this, that distance we call by the name focal length. So this diagram, if you see, you just see this diagram. This diagram, this is a double convex lens and the down is a plano concave lens. So actually it is the combination of a double convex lens and a plano concave lens. So I am writing the equation 1 by f equal 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. 1 by f is nothing but both together I told I get a focal length, that is 1 by x. f1 means they gave a question, if you remove it, actually I am getting the focal length of the lens, that is 1 by y. Plus next f2 is nothing but the focal length of the plano concave lens. I repeat, f is nothing but the combination plano concave lens and convex lens combination focal length f, that is called x. f1 is only for the double convex lens, that is y. f2 is the focal length of plano concave lens. Now I am going to do separately. I just made an equation for f2 from here. 1 by f2 is 1 by x minus 1 by y, that is y minus x by xy. f2 equals xy by y minus x, equation number 1. Okay. Now I know plano concave lens means I can apply lens maker's formula. 1 by f2 is n2 by n1 minus 1 into 1 by r. Concave means first r should be negative, second should be positive. As it is a plano, 1 will be infinity. So we can write 1 by minus r minus 1 by infinity. That is n minus 1 into minus 1 by r. That is f2 equals minus r by n minus 1. Okay. I got an equation number 2. Now I need to find out the R. R also they did not give it in the option. So next I'm taking, I told you already, F1 I have taken for double convex lens. For double convex lens, I applied my lens maker's formula N2 by N1 minus 1 into 1 by R minus of minus 1 by R. That is F1 is Y I have taken. F1 is Y. See here, I gave F1 as Y. So 1 by Y is equal to 1.5 by 1 minus 1 into 2 by R. 1 by Y is equal to 0.5 into 2 by R. That is R equal Y. R equals Y. Okay. Then this I am substituting in this equation. That is F2 is equal to minus Y by N minus 1. Already we have written an equation first. That is this equation. F2 equals xy by y minus x. So I am substituting or equating these two. F2 is xy by y minus x is equal to, just now what equation I got, minus y by n minus 1. Cross multiply, y cancel, nx minus x equal minus y minus x, nx equal to x minus y, n equals 2 minus y by x. Okay, very important question. Remember, it is also called liquid lens. One mirror, above that we are placing a liquid, above that convex lens. Lens in combination equation I am using. Then they told remove the liquid. Remove the liquid means it is nothing but simple convex lens formula, lens maker's formula. Effective combination means simple convex lens and a plano concave. Plano concave I have written like this, and plano concave I have written in terms of lens maker's formula. Then we are equating. Why we are using this step means in your final equation there is no R. If you write this equation, R term will come. Final equation there is no R. So for removing R I am converting in terms of Y. We get an equation for F. That F and the first equation F we are equating, we get the value. Next, in a compound microscope having a tube length of 30 centimeter, the power of objective and eyepiece is 100 diopter and 10 diopter. Find magnification when the image is formed at least distance of distinct vision. So this is a compound microscope. They gave power only. So first itself I calculated FO and FE. FO is 100 by 100 because diopter I converted in terms of centimeter. FE is 100 by 10, that is 10. From where I got 100, I converted diopter in terms of centimeter. Then we know tube length. They gave it in the question tube length, that is modulus of VO plus UE. Tube length we know. Other one I have written like this, equation number 1. They told that the final image is formed at least distinct vision. So I know what is the value of VE. UE I don't know. So I applied lens formula 1 by V minus 1 by UE is equal to 1 by FE. In this I know VE because they gave it in the question final image at least distance of distinct vision. So 1 by UE is 1 by minus 25 minus 1 by 10 minus 2 minus 5 by 50 minus 7 by 50, UE equal minus 50 by 7 centimeter. After this, if you know this one, UE, I can apply in the tube length formula L equal VO plus UE. VO I can write it as 30 minus 50 by 7. I'll get the value 160 by 7. After this, I got VO. I know FO. I can find the value of UO. So 1 by UO is 1 by VO minus 1 by FO. I substituted. I get minus 153 by 60. That is UO equals minus 160 by 153 centimeter. That is magnification M equals VO by UO into 1 plus D by FE. VO UO value substitute. 1 plus D by FE. I'll get it as 775 by 10, that is 77.5. Next question. A small telescope has an objective lens of focal length 140 cm, eyepiece of focal length 5 cm. What is magnifying power when telescope is at normal adjustment? Simple direct formula minus FO by FE. When the image is at infinity, substitute direct values. I got minus 28. This equation I did not give it in the previous video. Final image at least distance of distinct vision is minus FO by FE into 1 plus FE by D. You should remember the equation, magnification of telescope when the final image is at least distance of distinction. Minus 140 by 5 into 1 plus 5 by 25, that is minus 33.6. Length of the telescope is very simple, FO plus FE. That is 145 centimeter. Telescope question. Another question. A beam of light converges to a point P. A lens is placed in the path of converging beam of 12 cm from P. At what point does the beam converge if focal length is 20 cm? Very important question. They are given here the focal length and they told at what point it's getting converged. A converging ray is converging at this point. So remember, this is the case in which U is taken as positive. F they gave its length, simple formula, only one thing, this is a converging beam and here I am keeping a lens and here it's getting converged. So this is your object distance U. So in this case object distance U we are taken as positive. Okay, then simple lens formula only, nothing more than that, 1 by F plus 1 by U, U we are taken as positive. Same question with a concave lens. A converging beam of light passes through a diverging lens of focal length 0.2 meter and comes to focus of 0.3 meter behind the lens. Find the position and image at which the beam would converge in the absence of lens. Here also you see they gave where it comes to focus 0.3 meter behind the lens. Okay, so it is converging at this point. So here we are using an equation 1 by V, 1 by U is equal to, see here V they are given as 0.3, U we don't know, F is minus 0.2 because it is a concave lens. So 1 by 0.3 minus 1 by minus 0.2 equals, apply the formula. 0.2 into 0.3, 0.3 into 0.2, that is 0.5 by 0.06. We'll get the value of U as 0.12 meter. So here also remember a converging beam is passing through a focal length of 0.2 meter, comes to focus 0.3 meter behind the lens. Find a position at which the beam would converge in the absence of the lens. Okay, so we need to find out the U. So I calculated U. Thank you and subscribe for more video for V Guide channel.